Welcome to Get High and Preach. I am your host, whatever his name is. Alright, look, I'm really not that high. But I found this incredibly informative documentary on YouTube.
Transformed and they become cancer.
It's the Science of Cannabis documentary. And I just want to show you a little snippet here, okay, of what happens when let me put it this way. Cannabis is the miracle drug that they don't want us to know about. And here's why.
Are now showing the potential of marijuana to kill cancer cells.
Dr. Niagara Kadi, he's narrowing in on the potential of cannabinoids to kill immune cells that have mutated and become cancerous. Once they become cancerous, they no longer die a normal cell death. Instead, they begin growing and spreading uncontrollably.
We were one of the first labs to demonstrate basically that not only the immune cells, the normal immune cells express these cannabinoid receptors called the CB2 receptors, but also that when these immune cells get transformed and they become cancer, to our surprise, we found that these cancer cells continue to express these CB2 receptors.
This was an exciting discovery because the CB2 receptor can act like a target for the cannabinoids. Once they bind with the receptor, they can tell the cancer cell to die.
So basically telling the cells basically to commit suicide, and that's what they do. And we demonstrated that that would be the mechanism by which the cannabinoids can kill the cancer, and therefore it can be used effectively as an anti-cancer agent.
Dr. Niagara.
All right, so here's all I'm saying. They've known this since the beginning. They've known it. They know that marijuana is all we need, okay? Because you can alter the marijuana to what you need it to do for you. All right, I was watching something about juicing the whole plant, and that also has the same effect. But you know what the really cool thing was? The CB2 receptor that it held. It was like, in other words, it's like the lock, and the THC is the key. Once that key is turned, no cancer. Well, we already know that Rob proved this when he cured himself skin cancer. You have to watch this documentary. It's called The Science of Cannabis. And it's 5 years old. So we can now, I'm going to look for some further ones down the line. But I already knew this. I knew that in laboratory rats, I know the later studies show that 9 out of 10 of them, it eliminated it. Okay, so what this doctor is basically talking about is programming the marijuana to kill cancer. So if we can do that, then we don't need anything else. And the pharmaceutical companies knew this from the beginning, just like tobacco companies knew how addictive their product is. You know, that's something I can't understand. How do we have companies making great vape juice, raspberry, with all the colors, everything that when you go into a candy store, you see that bottle of soda pop there on the shelf that you beg your mom to get, and then you're like, ew, this is kind of disgusting. Why does it look the exact same as that? You monsters know that you are addicting our children to nicotine in greater numbers than ever before, and you're loving it. You fake cried in front of the Senate committee. They weren't going to do nothing to you. You're bringing in gazillions of dollars in taxes. You knew that. You know, they just had to put on their little show. But man, if I had it in me, if I had the power and the authority to place a curse directly on your company, I would. Absolutely. But that authority belongs to Jesus Christ, who, by the way, grew. I'm not saying he had a farm out back, but he influenced the marijuana plants. He knows exactly what he's doing. Even I have been so... Marijuana's been so demonized to me that I look at it like... I still look at it like, man, this is something. Like, I don't... You know, I mean, I look at other... I don't know. Look at other people like... why... But who cares? I don't care. I'm not telling you to use marijuana. I'm not telling you to use any drugs. In fact, don't use drugs. If you don't need to take drugs, then don't take drugs. And I'm talking about medical marijuana users. I'm talking about people that are abusing the system. If you don't need it, then don't take it. All right, bottom line. But to those of you who have your cards, more power to you. Personally, I think it's a lifesaver. It's a lifesaver, okay? I have massive pain throughout my body at all times. And without it, I could not work. I couldn't move. I couldn't leave my house on most days. It burns so bad in my muscles, and it just feels like I can feel all the fibers in my body hurting. So... Anyway, watch that documentary. If you still hate it, well, then you're just a hater. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, don't use it. But are you saying one word about alcohol and tobacco, two of the worst things that you could possibly legalize in the world? Nicotine kills more people than everything else combined every year. The health costs are in the gazillions. We're beyond trillion. Okay? And it's because of smoking. Look how many diseases cigarettes cause. But it's legal. Here's one of the things that was really just... There is no way you're getting lung cancer from smoking marijuana. Watch the documentary and they will show you the studies that have been done over 20 years. No cancer. No cancer in the head, no cancer in the neck, no cancer in the lungs. No cancer. Now they're saying, which I knew. I just knew it instinctively. Because why, with all the health benefits that marijuana has, why would you classify it in the same... above meth? Do you know that marijuana is above meth on the scale? Does that make any sense to anyone else? Meth has absolutely no health benefits. Marijuana has gazillions of health benefits. So, who knows? With the proper studies, and they will eliminate most of the pills that we're taking. So, of course the chemical companies hate that. So they're the ones who, for all these years, have been lobbying against marijuana studies. Only studies were done were on negative effects of marijuana. Okay? We outlawed studies on the positive effect. So, I don't know. Just thank Jesus that somebody finally didn't get paid. And they said, you know what, let's cancel opiates. Because really, I don't think that they care how many people die from heroin or fentanyl. They don't care. Our government really, to them, they're nothing. They're fleas. We're all fleas on the back of a big dog, trying to get a little bit of blood out of them. Every once in a while, the dog will scratch you off. But that's what we are to the government. And, okay, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. I'm going to live like a flea. I'm going to get my little bit of blood, get scratched off once in a while, and just keep trucking on because I don't have a choice. I can't. It may seem like everything is negative to you, and that may be how I feel, but sometimes I have moments of happiness too. I remember little things about my children, or I remember happy times too. There's some in there. It's not all bad. I love, man, this is movie of the week stuff right here though. So yeah, I'd love to talk to a producer about making a movie about all this stuff that is going on throughout our childhood, my adulthood. I'm trying to find the picture I was on Philadelphia's Most Wanted back in the 90s. That has not been fruitful. But, look, I am not condoning drug use, and especially in minors, because there are studies that show that it does do some damage to your brains. It does cause the development in certain parts of your brains to slow down, and they don't know about the long-term effects, but it definitely has effects. That should be concerning to you. But most of you don't even care. You want to get high. Nobody's going to stop you. I don't know whether... I do know that I'd rather see my own children smoke marijuana rather than tobacco. I would prefer that they did neither. Apparently, I'm not allowed to say anything about it because I'll go to jail. Isn't that outrageous? If I say, don't use drugs, my children, and I use their name, do you know I could go to jail? Isn't that insane? If I say, use protection when you have intercourse, my children, I could go to jail for saying that. Isn't that outrageous? So, I don't know. I'm not going to get on the bent angle of society anymore. It is what it is. I know what's going on, and anyone out there that is, let's say, quote unquote, from the hood or whatever you want to call it, knows exactly what's going on. So anyway, I know there's a bill in for the new recreational use of marijuana. I'm hoping that it's real soon, because medical marijuana, unfortunately, is prohibitively expensive. And quite frankly, I really only see growing as an option, and that's not going to happen until, well, whatever happens with that bill. Once we're able to grow something, then things will change. I'm sure that my life will change further. So anyway, folks, look, don't do drugs. Don't hurt each other. Be kind to one another. I know it's hard. Oh man, I lift up that person in the name of Jesus. I just lift them up. I lift them up too in Jesus' name. I don't want to say their names, but instead of hating on them, I'm going to pray for them and watch as the Elohim Tzvot is faithful to his word and saves both of their souls. Like I said, we get to heaven. If I see him up there in heaven, I'm going to walk up and kick him right where his cojones would be if he was a human being. But I'm still going to pray you into heaven, because hell sucks. I don't even want my worst enemy to go to hell. That's how real it is. So, folks, officers, I'm talking to the police. I don't really like police. I've called you 36 times. about the situation with my sibling, and well, quite frankly, what happened is nothing. So I gave up, and but I still don't think that it's right that you guys are killing yourselves. That it's foolish. You have no idea about what you're stepping into, where you're going. You're throwing the dice with your soul. That's bad news. So I'm asking you all not to do it. If you really need somebody to talk to, I might be the scum of the earth, but I definitely would try to help you if I could. You know, quit your job if it's that bad, man. I can get you a job, probably. 99% sure. It ain't, I don't know if it's worth it. I can't say nothing. I can't say it's going to get better because I don't know. I have no idea. Nobody else does either unless they really truly have sight. But I don't know if it's going to get better, but I know that by doing that, you're going to make it far worse. You know, believe me, man, there's no reason for me to be on this planet right now anymore. I'm serving the man. I am working to pay my rent and my bills, and that's it. We sat down today and did my financial thing for a court thing. And, man, I come up with, like, after everything, I have about $80 a month to live on. You know what I mean? $80 a month. So, but listen, suicide is not the answer. Alright, I can't say it's not. I don't know. But I know enough inside of me that my soul tells me that if you do that, there's going to be a problem. You know, there's too much in there telling me not to do it. You know, so believe me, I don't want to be here anymore. You think I want to? Shh. Man, I pray for the angel of death to come and collect me, man. I'm not mocking the Elohim to his vote. I'm certainly not challenging him because you don't want to do that. But I'm tired. You have to understand that. But I'm no different than you. I've been through a lot of mess, but so have you. You've seen a lot of things you can't do it about. You know, I blame the police about what's going on with this person because they're not doing nothing. Maybe they can't do nothing, but that's not what I think. But still no reason to kill yourself. I mean, what if you're wrong? What if hell is real and you end up on the wrong side of the fence when you do that? So think about that, man. That there's a very grand chance that you're going to end up in the fire for that. I'm not the judge. I'm not the Elohim to vote. I can't guarantee it. But I can warn you that that's what I believe. Or I would have did it myself. Plain and simple. Facts are facts. Don't kill yourself. Don't do drugs. And please don't. Husbands, don't hurt your wives, man. Particularly my brethren in the church. If you see this, if you got past all the other stuff about the marijuana and all that, and you get to this part of the video, please don't mistreat your wives or your children. Please. I'm telling you that is a direct affront to the Elohim himself, the one true God. No, we can't go back in time. Maybe we did. You know, it's possible. We could have went back 50 times already, but we did the exact same thing. So what's the point in doing it again, you know? Please don't hurt each other. Yeah, I'm angry. Yes, there are people that, but I don't think so. Unless you know, try to hurt my family or something. But other than that, guys, don't hurt your wives.